This is a public service announcement brought to you by Cardell Sims and the good folks at TMG Records. Check the forecast. I rain fact, that's truth precipitation. Give them time back or use it to build patience. Either or try to maneuver above basics. So when you touch down, you hover over complacent. Long story short, we made the time count. Incarceration couldn't keep our minds timed out. We just gave clout to the count times and grinded. Made our re-entry a journey out of confinement.
What would be one word to describe this journey?
Enriching.
Unapologeticness.
Elevating.
Resilience.
I say transformation.
The re-entry journey, the re-entry journey, the re-entry journey, the re-entry journey. All right, we are back with another episode of the re-entry journey. I am your host, Cardell Sims, and tonight our guest been putting a lot of work. I'm talking about a lot of work over the years on an organization that has been doing a lot for those that's coming out of prison, women coming out of prison and needing that guidance, needing that mentor, needing that help in order to get out on the right path, and just needing that place that they could just sit still and make everything come together before they really take that gigantic leap and go out on their own. On their own, this person tonight is putting that work in. It has built a great organization. Like to bring her to the forefront. Dr. Lori Trout, how you doing? Welcome to the reentry journey.
Thank you. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Just enjoying life, enjoying the journey. And we were speaking earlier, and we were just talking about on my journey, just enjoying the journey.
That's
How about
definitely a
yourself? How you
journey.
doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm enjoying the journey as well.
And so, speaking of the journey, go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit about yourself and your story.
Well, again, my name is Dr. Lori Trout. My journey started over 15 years ago almost. Found myself in a dark place, a place I never thought I would be in. I ended up in a relationship with my foster son, and I served 30 days in jail, cutting through all the other stuff. I could have served 15 years in prison, but I only served 30 days. And those 30 days was enough for me to see what it was like on the other side of the law. I got to see a lot of young ladies in there that had been in and out on revolving doors. They were so excited that they were going to go from county jail to the state prison, the women's prison in Topeka. And I said, why are you so excited about that? Well, we get 5 different uniforms and we have various access to do things. And I said, really? And so there were guys that were going in and out. We could see guys from certain areas in the cells or floors, and they would be yelling out to the guys. And I said, why are you so interested in that young man? What can he do for you? He's here just like you're here. And so I saw in these young ladies that they had no hope. And that's my thing tonight, talking about there is hope. After I did my 30 days in jail, I had this vision from God while I was in jail. And I heard him call my name. He said, Lori. And I thought it was a prisoner, one of the guards calling me, but it wasn't. I looked and there was nobody there. And of course, Grace Restores Overcoming Women is a faith-based ministry, but I didn't know I was going to be doing Grow or starting anything like that. I've always wanted to work with women, but I didn't know this population of women. And through a few episodes of things transpiring, I made contact with an individual, and he set me up on the journey to start Grow. Grow is a reentry program for women coming out of incarceration straight from the women's facility in Topeka. They come from a facility in Gardner, Kansas, and these women have nowhere to go. These women have no hope. These women are either going back to the streets or they will not be released because they don't have a plan. And we was talking about this earlier, having a plan, and a lot of them don't. You know, I picked a young lady up from the bus station once, and she had $75. $25 cash and 50 on a card. That's all she had in her brown bag and her sweats that she wore in prison. And I said, where were you going to go if I didn't pick you up? And she said, over in the corner. And so they have nowhere to go. They have no hope. They don't know what they're going to do, even though they are somewhat prepared before they come out of incarceration, with different programs. That's inside. But when they come to the outside, it's a totally different story. And so I'm blessed that I only did the 30 days. And so the vision I had 25 years, this was a vision from 25 years ago to work with women. And as I said, I didn't know it was going to be this population of women. God specifically said, work with women coming out of incarceration. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect or how this was going to work. And so we purchased our first home in November of 2016. And we got our first young lady in March of 2018 because we were making sure everything was in place and all. And so right now we have 3 houses, one in Overland Park, Kansas, Olathe, and Lenexa, and we're getting ready to go on the Missouri side. These houses are 4-bedroom houses. These women, when they come, they have no hope. They don't know what they're going to do. They are down beaten. They have low self-esteem. These ladies have no idea what their future is going to hold. They have no idea if they're going to reintegrate with their family. They really don't know who they are. So what GROW does, we work on the whole woman. I tell the ladies, you may have children, yes, but the focus here is to help you become the woman God has created you to be. I say, you are wonderfully and beautifully made. You don't even know this, but you are special. And so I'm known as the mama. And so I am their mother. So some of these girls, they have moms, but they don't have a relationship with them. Some have moms that just could care less about them. They burnt bridges. Some have lost their children. We just had one young lady reintegrate with her son and her daughter, and she didn't think that was going to happen. These ladies, they come, we help them get jobs. We help them to understand they have gifts, they have talents. These ladies are very smart. And I hate it when they know it's difficult going out applying for jobs and you're told no because you have a felony or you can't get an apartment or a place to live. And so when they come into GROW, they are in a safe environment. They have a roof over their head. They have their own bedrooms. The houses are beautiful. And I tell you, they love it. They get comfortable and they are secure. And so then their confidence starts to rise. These ladies come, we had one lady come that wouldn't wear a dress or heels because a guy told her she couldn't wear that because only tall girls do that. And this girl was so beaten down. She's already been in prison 5 years or so, and then come out and get in a relationship that she's belittled even more. Now this young lady has her own place. She has her own car. She has just blown it out of the water. These girls have overcome that I'm nobody attitude. They are in church. They're loving going to church, hearing the word of God. They are even reaching out to other people, other individuals that they know that are struggling, or those that they know are on hard times that have been incarcerated. They are reaching out to them, extending the hope that they've received through GROW. And so it's just amazing to see these girls just escalate. It's just words cannot describe. I'm so happy. Has it been an easy journey? No, it has not. There's been some that did not make it. There were, they relapse, and it's easy to do because they get out and they feel, oh, I can do this. We were talking earlier when they make the comment, when I get out, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But once they get on the outside, they find JoJo and Bobo and they start going back doing what they used to do. And I can't force them to not do that, but I'm there to encourage them to stay away from that environment. Our program is about grace. Grace, you might have messed up, but that's okay. I'm here to walk alongside you. Grace is about giving another chance when we don't deserve it. Grace is, life is not over. There is hope. And I share with them my testimony of what I went through and what I done. Was it embarrassing? Was I ashamed? Yes. But through it all, healing takes place. And through it all, now that process that I went through helped me to come and do what I'm doing and grow. I had one of the young ladies tell me, she says, Miss Lori, you're doing this program and you don't know anything about drugs and all this. I said, no, but that's why you're here. You're here to help me. You're here to help me. And so these girls, they got my back. And I love them. I love these girls. They're like my own daughters. And so to see them grow and to see them move into another dimension in life and to be, to be comfortable and to know that they matter and that they are important and that they are special. That means, and you can see it in their demeanor.
Right.
Yes.
And so I got a question is, all a lot of times when you see reentry, we talk about reentry. I mean, the bigger field, you don't. It's kind of women are kind of overshadowed because of the a lot of men
Yes.
in the reentry field. But we know the percentage of the population that's rising in prison is the women population.
Yes.
And so, what have you noticed is the most things that, like, I want to say, what have you noticed is the number one thing that they have to really wrestle with and deal with in trying to make that transition from prison back into society?
Of course, number one is housing, but since we provide the housing, that helps them, but that doesn't help all the others that are out there. But employment.
Right.
It is very difficult getting employment. We had a couple of young ladies come out. It's been changed now, but back, I think a couple of years ago, they came out without their IDs. And so when one of the young ladies got a job, she got the job without an ID, but she went to cash her first check and the bank wouldn't cash it because they said she didn't have an ID. She went to DMV. DMV said, well, we don't take that. We don't take those prison IDs. And I said, now who's going to come in here with a prison ID besides the person that it belongs to? This girl left there crying. I took her 5 times to get her ID. So the things they face mostly is the employment situation. They can get into warehouse jobs, but a lot of these ladies have more knowledge and skills and qualifications than they're accredited for, but they have to take what they can. And I see why a lot of these ladies go back into recidivism or they go back on the streets because they're not given the opportunity to work or given an opportunity for housing. I spoke with the landlord about housing for ladies. I said, when they complete our program, they're in our program for 6 months up to 2 years. And after that, they graduate out and we furnish, because we have a furniture closet or furniture storage. And so we provide the furniture. We completely furnish their place for them. And so I asked this one landlord, I said, do you allow felons in? He said, he'll take men before he will women because the women is, yeah. And I said, that's total discrimination. But, they can play it. They know how to do it. And he said, well, because women are so choicy, men, that he's got places, and I've been told he will put 7 men in a 3-bedroom house, just stack them in there, and men don't care. But women are more conscientious about that, and they want something they can call their own, and that's what we do and grow. We give them their own rooms. They decorate it however they want to, and it just makes them feel good about themselves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing you said earlier was when working one-on-one with the women, you focus on you get them to focus on them.
Yes.
I think that's really important because I had a conversation with people. One of the things about with me when I got out, or what made my transformation was I had to start putting me first, valuing me
Yes.
first. I felt like if I didn't value me, then I wouldn't value my freedom, value my
That's
children,
right.
or anything else. Because prior to that, everything that I was doing, I wasn't valuing myself.
That's
I
right.
was moving in the streets, I wasn't valuing myself. So the lack of value myself prior to me going to prison, this put me in all these situations. So how is it important that you continue to make sure that they are always focused on themselves, not in a like a conceited manner,
No.
but just that I have to put myself first.
Yes. And that's very difficult for them because a lot of them come out, they come to baggage, they feel guilty for what has transpired. They've missed out with their time with their family, or they want to go back and remend relationships that they have not completely healed from yet. And so those bridges that they burn, I understand trying to repair and get reacclimated to those relationships with family members or whoever, but that's the main key. Our program is not a one size fit all. I meet with these girls, I talk with them individually. This is okay, so you need to focus on this. And it's very difficult to get it for them to understand in the beginning that you can't make people change. You cannot change, and you can't even change yourself. And so you got to work on you. And I know it's difficult for family members to accept you back, but you just, by your daily living, or the way you are showing how you changed because you can say something all day long, but until they actually see the effects and the fruits. So I tell them, you just work on you, and it'll flow, it'll work out. Just continue to work on you, focus on you, and they will see the change. And if they accept you back, that's fine. If they don't, you got to move on. And it's difficult for some. We have a mother and daughter in the program, and that relationship was so toxic. A couple of years ago, I'd even told the daughter, don't you ever come on our property again. And so it was bad. So then probably maybe 9 months ago, I saw the mother was in church, and she pointed, and I looked back and I didn't even recognize it. It was her daughter. And I was like, whoa. And so at this point, I'm thinking, that's her. So then we talked after church, and I found out that she had made some changes and some things was transpiring in her life. And so I just happened to have a bed at one of the houses, and it was the house her mother was in. So I said, and I just heard God say, if she wants to come in the program, let her come. And I did. And now they are working their relationship out. But at first it was still, they were clashing. And so I just said, take your time. You guys just take this moment, even if it's but a short period, take this time to get to know each other, because there was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of things that transpired when the children were young, and now they're learning to communicate. Number one, communication. And so they are communicating. Their relationship is so much better. And so I tell all the girls, take your time. Don't push things. You make sure you are getting yourself healthy. Make sure you are first getting your rest. If you don't rest, you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be any good for anything else. And so just don't force the issue in a relationship. And so particularly a male relationship or family or whoever, just take care of yourself and things will fall in place. And so they have a hard time forgiving themselves. And it's always that mind wants to go back to what happened way back when. And so we're having a class at our church called Celebrate Recovery. And so a lot of them was attending that. And so those steps have helped them to relinquish a lot of stuff and to really see that it wasn't all the other person. Yes, it was some things of, their fault, but they are learning how to put things in perspective. And so we just recently started a cognitive training class, and thinking before you react, thinking before you do. And they were like, oh, I don't want to take that class. Oh, I took that class. And I said, and you read, it's like reading the Bible. You read the Bible once and you go back again and read that scripture, you're going to get something different out of it. Right. So now these girls, they're like, I'm so glad I'm taking this. And they're writing out their thoughts, and they're writing out, what they should have done or how they should have handled things. And so they're starting to think about how they're reacting to life itself. Yeah.
So how does it feel and make you feel to sit back and watch this process of these women getting out of prison, and really they're some just like, I don't know, I have no clue what to do, and to watch them grow and develop along this journey of reentry to the point where they have that confidence, they learn that communication, and their family structure and everything starts coming back together. What does that feel like for you?
Oh my goodness. It makes it all worth it. I look at the ones that didn't make it, And then I look at what's transpiring now, and it is so amazing. And so many times it's like, wow, is this real? I drive by the houses and look at the houses, and it's like, God, is this real? And then to see the girls, we all go to the same church. And so we pretty much have our own section. And so everybody's like, wow, look at Lori's girls.
Right.
And they love coming to church. And just to see them, I tell you, it is so amazing. It just makes me feel so good. My husband works alongside me. He helps me out with everything. And it's just to see these girls come from where they were to where they are now. It is just, words cannot describe the happiness. And I often wonder about the ones that didn't make it. And I remember the first girl that didn't, she relapsed, and I cried. I said, what did I do? What can I do to make this different? And then as time came, moved forward, I learned that it's their mind. It's their mindset. And then to see, so we just had a fall fest, I'll call it. And we had some of the alumni come back, and to see these girls that have gotten out and graduated and doing well, and then they're telling their stories to the girls that are still there. It just makes me feel so good. And I still say, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing, but okay, whatever next. So we're going into the Independence area somewhere in Missouri, and I have no idea. That I tell you, it is a good feeling to see these young ladies grow like they're growing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is. I just love it. And they hug me and love on me, and I love on them. And that's a big thing for some of these girls. They have not had that. They haven't had that motherly love. And I think that's what makes Grow different, because I'm hands-on with them. And, of course, it's a substance-free atmosphere, and they have rules and regulations, but I said, I'm not your mama, and I ain't your prison warden or whatever. You girls are free to do things, but we have, you have curfews and everything, and we don't have staff in the houses, but we have the Ring camera, and I can watch what's going on, who's going in and out. But I said, I am not going to watch your every step. You are grown women, and so you are preparing to go out into the community. And when you go out of here, I want you to go out on a positive note and know how to go out and carry yourselves in the community like positive, role-abiding citizens. And so you start in here learning how to communicate. If you have problems, don't bring it to me. There are house leads. You guys talk it out, get it figured out. But if it comes to me, it's going to be too late, and somebody's going to be in trouble. So you work it out amongst yourselves, and they do. And so to see them learning to do that even the more, things be going on I don't even know about. They work it out. And so still, just to know that my input into these girls' lives is just amazing. So amazing.
And so has any one of them have left have graduated the program and then wanted to start their own program similar?
That's a great question. Yes, actually, two girls. We have one that she is in the process. She will be getting married, and she's going to start she's actually doing the work now. She works with felons, helping them get jobs and pointing them in various directions for resources. She's already got her 501(c)(3). We've got another one that just recently graduated a few months ago. She wants to do rehab housing for felons. So because housing is a major problem, obtaining housing. So she wants to do housing rehab. So that is another plus. So I am very excited for these girls. We got one young lady that just was asked to go into the, I think, juvenile facility and talk with the young people about suicide prevention, because that was something that happened with her. And so that was a very big thing, a very big step for her. These girls have come out of their shells, and they have started to share their testimony, and they're overcoming that shame. And as I said, I told you, it's just going to be a matter of time that you would be able to do that. So I said, do you girls listen to me?
Right.
So they are sharing their testimony with others, and they are feeling they understand, and they know that no matter what you go through, there is purpose behind it. It may not feel good going through that process, but there is purpose somewhere down the road.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I most definitely agree with that. So if there was a person, or let's say, if there was a woman that's getting out of prison in your area here, just say this week or next week, how will they know about or find a way of getting to part of the Grow program?
Actually, the facilities they contact me.
Okay.
Um, these girls, they start a planning process when they first go in, and so the discharge planners only um, share this information with ones they feel that are applicable to my program. And
Okay.
so the facilities, they contact me.
Oh, okay. Great.
And I have gotten calls from individuals from the outside, and has not been a success because these ladies have gotten out and already gotten back into doing what they were doing, and so they've connected with those old buddies, and
Yeah.
pretty much 90% of those have not worked out. So I said I'm just sticking with the facilities calling me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I see Don. Don is tuned in. I've been knowing Don. Don has a total 27 years in prison that she's
Mm,
done. She's got out, she's done a tremendous job. She's in there. We're actually not too far from your area, maybe like an hour away. We in St.
mm,
Joseph, Missouri. And she always talks about she want to possibly do something similar to
mm-hmm,
what they're doing.
mm-hmm.
So if someone wants to reach out to you to, get advice or anything to learn how to do what you're doing, how do they reach out to you? How do they contact you?
You can go to our website. It's https:// grow grace restores.org.
It's
Or you can go
restores. Oh,
restores.org.
okay.
Or you can go on Facebook. It's just grow grace restores.
Put that in the comment section.
And
And
that's interesting. I'm learning, was just talking to my husband. When we first started Grow, my pastor told me that we were going to be like a um, forerunner or foundational that would help other people step out into this. I remember when I gave my testimony at my church, when I gave the full blown testimony of the whole thing, there was so many people that came forward, men, women, big men. I mean, big men bawling and crying. And I didn't know how that impacted individuals. And so now that we are out there, there are people, I'm getting calls from individuals, and people in our church, they want to do the same thing. People have these visions and dreams, but they don't think it's important, or they don't know how to go about and set up and get the ministry or work going. And it's a very needed thing, especially for women. You said this earlier, there are a lot of resources for guys, but the women, but I can tell anybody, don't get in it for the money, because there is no money here. So it is no money.
right. I'm telling
Nope, no money. And if it's not a calling, don't do it, because every day is not Sunday.
You gotta want to do this.
Yes, you gotta want to do this. But yeah, they can go to our website or go to Facebook and reach out to me, and I'll be happy to talk with anyone, or steer them in the direction, because it is a need. It is a need.
Right. And so say a woman can't get in the program, but she heard about you. She hits you up on social media and says, I just got out just a couple of days ago. Do you have any advice for me? What would that advice be?
First of all, I would tell her, please don't go back to your old stomping grounds. Do not go back to where you came from. If I don't have a bed, I do refer ladies to other resources. I would ask her if she's got any positive support, whoever that positive support is for her, to please go to that individual, those individuals, stay close to there until they can find housing for her, to not just go back to the streets. Don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my last question, Dr. Trout, I asked this question to everyone that I have had on as a guest. It's my
Yes.
number one question. And that question is one word to describe this journey that you're on, that you're doing. What would that one word be and why?
Fascinating.
Mm.
It's fascinating to me to see the changes in individuals, the change in me, because this has been a learning tool for me as well. You know, I don't have the smarts for this. I have no idea, but it's just fascinating to see what I give God all the glory for this. It's just fascinating to see how lives are impacted. You know, we can say, but it's in the doing. And when you show love to these individuals, when these girls see the love, I don't have to say things, they know. It just radiates out. And so when you show someone the love, show someone you care, that makes a big difference. And so to see, once again, it's just fascinating. It's just so fascinating in my heart and in my mind. It's just, I almost should have said overwhelming, because just to see the change, it's just, it's mind blowing. It really is. So fascinated. I am truly fascinated.
We appreciate it. Fascinating is the word. And I understand that. That's why I asked you earlier that question of what was it like for you to see these changes made.
Yeah.
Someone coming out of prison,
Yeah.
and then you look 6 months to 2 years.
Yeah, 6 months to 2 years.
Looking, let's say, a year down the road, and you just see a totally person who's
Yes.
confident in themselves, that they're out accomplishing goals. Like, man, that has to be a fascinating feeling
Yes.
to be able to see that and know that you did all you could to help that
Yes.
person get this start.
So fascinating.
Man,
Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And that is great. And we really applaud you. I applaud you. I give you your honor, your respect on the work that you're doing. You're always welcome to come back on the reentry
Thank
journey.
you.
You're welcome to join our reentry support group on Facebook. There's a lot of women in that group that can use your expertise, that can use your guidance, that can use your help. So feel free to join.
I would do that.
As well. And so thanks a lot for coming on as a guest here on the Reentry Journey.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for what you do. Thank you.
I just want to highlight the stories and connect us all, because we all can help each other one way or the other.
Yes, so true.
So thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
Is another episode of the Reentry Journey. For those of y'all who tapped in with us tonight, we appreciate it. Don, I see you come on. Tracy, I see you come on. I think both of you would be good connection with Dr. Trout. So hopefully she will be joining the group, and then you all connect. If not, she also left the information. I typed it in the comments for you to be able to reach out to her as well. Thanks for tuning in on the Reentry Journey. I am your host, Cordell Sims. Our guest tonight, Dr. Lori Trout. We appreciate you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the work that you're doing and have done. And we see y'all on another day, and we are out.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.